So what do we do when students get it right? And Mr. Accord definitely did well on having a party. And that's what my friend Jenny Hughbanks would say. We have a party. But what we like to call that officially is reinforcement. Reinforcement is so important when teaching new skills. You can reinforce at an individual level, a group level, or a classroom level. And you saw Mr. Accord do that. You saw each of those types in this video. He did it with each individual student, and then he would talk to all the students and also the whole group. So if we think about Mila or any of our students, maybe they are struggling to produce the is sound, and we decide to move that student to a one-to-one or a discrete teaching setting. When we do that, we want to have a form of reinforcement for that teaching session, since we know that reinforcing correct responses is important for learning. That might look like a token board, and the student chooses what they're working before you begin from the choice wheel. Maybe it's a Skittle, maybe it's 3 minutes on the iPad. It will depend on what your student finds reinforcing. Mila's choice wheel shows a Mickey Mouse and an iPad among her choices. Maybe you're working with a small group like Mr. Accord was during the video. Reinforcement still applies. It might just look a little bit different. He used, and the girls responded to, lots of social praise. But token boards are still completely possible with small groups, with or without a paraprofessional present. Of course, having a paraprofessional available to help is great, but don't let the extra adult or the lack of the extra adult hold you back. Token boards are quick and easy to use. You might have to be more strategic and know when it's best to pause and provide reinforcement. But if you think through these components, you'll be ready to go. Maybe your group is able to follow a group token board. Maybe their favorite items are not possible during a lesson, like water play. In that case, perhaps have a special set of reinforcers just for that group setting. For example, moon sand or the coveted homework pass, especially for those older kids. What about whole group or large group? Reinforcement still applies. You're not going to have 30 token boards going at one time, though. You might have 1 or 2 depending on the students, but it's more likely you might have something like a marble jar on your desk, and the class is working toward filling that marble jar up so that they can earn a pizza party. Maybe they chorally respond to the prompt during the lesson and they all earn a mint because it was the best whole group participation you've ever seen. Or maybe you've been working on it for 2 weeks and it really, really is a big deal. They get it. So you stop, drop, and do their favorite brain break dance. So the bottom line is to be prepared. Have those reinforcers determined in advance for a whole class or for specific students, and be ready to hand them over. If you've been to our reinforcement training, you know the gold standard for getting a reinforcers passed out to an individual is about 1 to 3 seconds. Obviously, that will take longer with the group, but be ready. And as always, be sure you pair all of those items and activities with specific verbal praise, letting them know exactly what they did well. Way to go. You all said the is sound. So keep it up.